Oh, that was pathetic.
I didn't want to spill anything.
That's fair.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to
MasterCast. Episode
14.
14. Wow.
Isn't that exciting?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about?
Where do we begin?
Should we start with that one that's second from the bottom, and then we'll go.
Yes, let's do that one. Earlier today.
Oh, hang on! I forgot to get biscuit. You keep talking. I'm gonna go get biscuits. Explain.
Earlier today, a certain trailer released, and it was for Dark Phoenix, which, I won't lie, I think it looks like complete and utter crap.
I've not eaten in a while, so I needed some biscuits, and I forgot.
It looks like crap. Okay.
What's that?
Oh, Dark Phoenix trailer released earlier.
You want a chalky digestive?
No, thank you. I had a pizza not that long ago. But
disgraceful.
Dark Phoenix, it looks crap.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crap.
Moving on.
It's
No, we're not. Well, no, we'll talk a little bit about it.
Okay, so
I saw a thing on Twitter at @the_master_cast.
Gotta get it in there.
Gotta get it in there somewhere. I saw a thing with Nando V movies.
Okay. I like Nando V movies.
Yeah. He's on Twitter and YouTube, and it's very good. Go and watch it. The general gist of that channel is like, it's like making one small change to mostly superhero films, but then some other stuff as well.
Yeah. I mean, like he's pretty much completely rewritten like
Man
of Steel, Batman v Superman,
Justice League,
Suicide Squad.
No, the two big ones he did were Justice League and Man of Steel. The final part of that has just recently come out. But he's very good. Anyway, the point is he put something like oh yay, an X-Men movie where I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like
Wolverine doesn't feature.
No, because it was sarcasm, because it was like the mutants get broken out of the X-Men get broken out of a convoy transport. Jean's powers are displayed with bland effects. The villain wants Jean to unleash her power. And it was Charles and Eric get overpowered by Jean in a house. And it was all these things that have happened before and happened in The Last Stand.
Oh god. I was going to say it does sound like he's describing The Last
Literally,
Stand.
this film is just the X-Men The Last Stand again.
Minus Wolverine.
Minus Wolverine.
Which is the one redeeming feature about this. Actually, no. There are 3 redeeming features of Fox owning the X-Men. And that's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
And the complete disregard of Jubilee.
Okay.
Oh, you were going to say Deadpool, sorry.
I was going to say. I wasn't going to say Deadpool, actually. Right, okay, it's Wolverine, the casting choices for Charles Xavier, and the casting choices for Magneto. That is like the 3 best things to come out of that entire thing.
Yeah.
He got a Guinness World Record recently.
I know him and
Patrick Stewart. Was it 16 years and a couple 100 days? Something like that? It's ridiculous. It's nearly as old as us.
X-Men 1 is older than us.
Is it? Oh, so it's like 18 years.
Well, no, because that was from X-Men 1 to Logan.
Oh, so...
I think because then that was when they officially ended.
Yeah.
But X-Men was 2000.
When did Logan release?
2017. Early 2017.
Oh, okay.
Around March.
Pretty much as old, if not older than us.
Yeah, more or less.
Good on him.
Woo!
Ooh, more related to... Anyway, back to Dark Phoenix. It looks awful. It looks so bad.
It looks boring.
It's so bad.
It just looks... Did they basically just confirm that Mystique was gonna die in this one?
Also,
they basically just made it look like Mystique...
Can we just point something out? Why does Mystique look different?
Because Jennifer Lawrence can't be asked with all the makeup. I think for at least First Class and maybe Days of Future Past as well, she did what Rebecca Romijn, who was the original Mystique in the first trilogy, did, where she had that. It was like a full
body.
No, it was paint. It was all applied manual paint and prosthetics on the areas where it was like the scaly stuff. Then I think it was for Days of Future Past, they introduced this basically like a skin tight suit.
Body glove.
Version of it. Then in X-Men Apocalypse, she wears a like the armour for most of it, or just looks like Jennifer Lawrence, despite the fact that in X-Men First Class, her whole thing is about being okay with being a mutant and not having to hide behind. But it doesn't matter because Jennifer Lawrence doesn't want to be blue, and it's Jennifer Lawrence, so we just do what she says. And she clearly doesn't want to be there anymore. It's purely contractual. So, I hope she does die, because more than anything, it's like Mystique's a villain in the comic. Mystique is a villain. She's not a member of the X-Men. To my knowledge, she never has been a member of the X-Men. She might have done, probably. But, not she's probably in a significant enough amount to make her into an X-Men for 2 X-Men films.
More than likely, she has been a...
I realised I just said make her into an X-Men.
An X-Man.
An X...
One of the X-Men. No, I think she's teamed up with him on a couple of occasions. But
she's literally
she's
just a member of the X-Men now.
She's a villain.
It's ridiculous.
One of my favourite kind of Wolverine stories is him and Mystique just basically going to town with each other with machine guns in the desert. It's like, that is a complete and utter understatement of what it is. But and once she poses as a nun and then starts having a drink with him, and he basically kind of destroys a bar and gets shot at by men with 20 guys with AK-47s.
But it's Wolverine, he's fine.
It is Wolverine. He just coughs up the bullet in his whiskey glass. Oh, it's so good. But what? Let's talk about some of the things featured in said trailer.
I watched it this morning. I woke up to it and watched it this morning. I do not remember.
Right, okay.
Anything that happens.
I
remember being disappointed by the lack of Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I remember that bit in when Quicksilver's running at her.
Yeah.
And I instantly thought of that bit in Justice League when Flash is running around Superman and he does the super side-eye thing and sees him.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, obviously she's going to notice him. Which already happened in X-Men Apocalypse. This is just the same film as X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Evil person wants to destroy the world and X-Men must stop him. And with help from Magneto and... shit.
Can we just...
But it's Dark Phoenix, and we're calling it Dark Phoenix, so...
Can we talk about Magneto in this? Because... First off, he's graduated onto controlling automatic weapons. Good on you. But you're firing them at the Phoenix Force. Like that's going to do anything. And she begins to destroy his helmet. Around his face.
That was the only bit that kind of piqued my interest when she was crushing his helmet around him. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
So it's just
this film literally just looks like the love child of X-Men The Last Stand and X-Men Apocalypse, the 2 worst X-Men films, not counting the Wolverine films. So X-Men Origins Wolverine, that doesn't. But the 2 worst X-Men films.
Yes.
This looks like the worst type of hybrid between... It doesn't even look bad. It just looks bland and boring.
Do you know what the worst?
Dull.
Do you know what the worst part about it is? it's the Phoenix Force when it's in the comics is perhaps the most badass thing. Because it's like some giant space primordial being thing that inhabits Jean Grey, makes her go batshit crazy. Cyclops kills her, disrupts the Phoenix Force or whatever, and then it goes into 5 other people because it can't be beat that easy.
The Phoenix Five.
The Phoenix Five.
They are
Cyclops.
Cyclops, Emma Frost,
It's
Colossus, Magic, and Namor. It's not Namor.
It's like a couple of like mainline X-Men and a couple other X-Men-ish characters. So
yeah,
and then like fucking Charles Xavier dies. But obviously he can't because pretty much future events are already established or whatever, unless they fucked with the like X-Men timeline.
Oh, I would not put it past them to kill off a character who appears in the end of Days of Future Past.
Because
I would not put it past them to like try and kill off Charles, even though like he shows up. No, there is Mystique. Mystique's dead. She's dead. Or Quicksilver. Do you think they'll have the balls to kill off that version of Quicksilver? Bearing in mind, I don't particularly like that version of Quicksilver. I actually prefer the version of it in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Avengers: Age of Ultron, I think it's the better Quicksilver in Avengers.
More comic accurate in terms of costume, the accent, the hair, the body, the build of his body, the speed he goes at,
the relationship with his sister.
the fact that Scarlet Witch exists.
Yeah. And
the effect of him running, I think, is better. The blue streak effect.
It's like the kind of that fact that there's a little bit of a trail. That's what I like because that's what was depicted in the comics.
Yeah.
Like see a little bit of a trail and it's just.
It's like how the MCU Ant-Man has a shrinking effect from the comics.
It's just,
yeah. Because obviously that's you in a still image. You've got to be able to project. But like the X-Men Quicksilver,
it's just they
like
slow down time.
Yeah. And there's no, and it's like, well, that just looks a bit shit.
He's like, is he constantly in that state?
He's so incredibly fast. It's just ridiculous how fast he can go. It's like,
and he doesn't ever seem to get tired of it. But
he does, and he's got no weight to him.
But the thing is though, like the Quicksilver in Avengers, he like is visibly just tired. After
he's
just running
panting
around
and stuff.
like
yeah.
he's fucking down.
Because he's not Usain fucking Bolt, and even he's only short distance. He's not Mo Farah.
He can run extremely fast and in a short time cover long distance, but it doesn't
make him the world's best runner. He's not an athlete.
It does drain him.
It's like,
and that's what I like about it. It's like a kind of cap on his power. And then he died. In a very good way, I will say that.
Yeah, I kind of wish we got more of him, but it's what it is. I just don't really, and especially because the Disney Fox deal, they hit a snag recently in, I think it was Brazil, but they've sorted that out, and it was in terms of the sports networks or something that just because it's a very, very complicated deal, because there's so much to it. So there's certain things Disney can't have that countries won't allow them. They've got to like sort it out basically across the entire world in like every country. And now it's looking like, so they hit a snag in Brazil, but they sorted that. It's now looking like it's going to be finished mid-March. That doesn't mean that you're going to get the X-Men and Fantastic Four in Endgame. And I think the fact that do you remember when the Disney Fox deal was first announced and people were like, are we going to get the X-Men in Avengers Infinity War? No. No.
That's not how movies work.
No. You're not going to get Daredevil in Infinity War. He's owned by Disney and Marvel. No.
It's just not how it works, man. You got to give them time.
The amount of time and like a deal that like thousands and thousands of people are going to lose their jobs, which is not good. All right? That is very unfortunate. Everyone goes, this is Fox deal. Oh, that's great because now Marvel gets the X-Men and Fantastic Four. I've been guilty of being like that in the past. That's not what this deal is. This is not a deal to give Marvel the X-Men and Fantastic Four. This is a deal where Disney buys out the majority of Fox, not everything, because then they would have a monopoly, and that is not.
No,
They're
Disney.
legally not allowed to do that. And thousands of people are going to lose their jobs, and that's very unfortunate. But
hopefully Disney don't completely dip them over. They get Fox to do quite a lot of projects or whatever.
And I think if they expand it and start rehiring a lot of people, unless they find all the people who've made some tweets in poor taste 10 years ago, then they'll never rehire them.
No. Rehire James Gunn. So, Dark Phoenix looks awful.
Can we stop talking about that, please?
I'm just like recapping. It looks awful. Okay? That's it.
Why has she got the bloody coat again?
Don't!
Can you not think of anything better to be like, look how evil she is?
Yeah, because
we give her. How about you give her an eye patch or a monocle, and maybe a twirly mustache? Jesus Christ!
Give her the fucking Rorschach mask to go with a trench coat. Right. Anyway, back to the second trailer that's been released.
Well, we'll come back to that.
Oh.
We'll come back to that later.
Fine.
We'll come back. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We've got some other stuff. Some little stuff.
Where
are you going? Sit back down. Alright, well, I was going to get the tea.
Alright, okay. Let's go with the second one from the top. Black Widow.
Yeah, so Kevin Feige
has announced.
Has made it. He's clarified. Oh, there's not that much tea here.
Oh, whatever.
I probably should have. Never mind. He clarified this week that Black Widow is not rated R and never was. And some petty people on Twitter went, "Oh, well, now I don't care. My interest for this movie has gone from like 100 to 0. I don't care anymore. The pussies." Really? You seriously expected them to do an R-rated MCU movie? Now, I'm not saying that it's entirely out of the question, but it is. And it's not like they can't make a good Black Widow film with a PG-13. It's not like Deadpool. I mean, Marvel Studios could probably make a good PG-13 Deadpool. Like, realistically.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool isn't all about his violence.
And at the end of the day, it is a business. Yes. You have to go with what will make you the most profit and what makes sense.
Profit margins exist.
The PG-13 rating is the one is guaranteed to get the most people in.
It's the one where you can drop like one F-bomb.
A couple of swear words and one F-bomb.
To satisfy like that kind of niche. Because what they did it
But they don't.
They did it with they haven't.
The MCU films don't drop the F-bomb. They do the other ones, but they don't drop them. To my knowledge, they've never dropped the F-bomb. Even the Netflix shows have never dropped the F-bomb.
I mean,
and they're more lax on swearing.
What is it? The X-Men series did drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, they dropped the F-bomb a couple of times.
They did the F-bomb. I think the best one was when Wolverine did it.
They go fuck yourself.
I'm Charles Xavier. I'm Eric. Whatever the fuck his name is, just go fuck yourself. That was good, and I think that was the best way they could have dropped that in.
Yeah, and then they reference that in Days of Future Past, because Charles says, "I'm going to tell you what you told me, but I'm not. I'm going to say something a bit different, but it's still got the F-bomb, so the impact's still the same. Fuck off."
I'll deliver it the same way. Black Widow.
F-bomb. No, F-bombs are pretty good. I remember in Ready Player One, in the final battle.
Where's the F-bomb in that?
Someone gets out Chucky and throws it at the bad guys. And one of the bad guys literally goes, "It's fucking Chucky!" As it comes, giggling with its knife, flying towards him. And then you just see, the lights on all their things in the real world go out as they all get taken out in the virtual... By Chucky just, jumping around like a little flea, murdering them all. Anyway, so...
Black Widow, not rated R. It's not the end of the world.
It's still going to be a good film. Come on.
I mean, what's Black Widow's main kind of weapon in the comics? Oh, yeah, it's electro-stun bracelets. Where's the R rated in that? She can still break people.
Yeah. As long as you... I mean, if you can have that pretty graphics. Well, it's not graphic or anything, but the scene in Infinity War when Loki gets suffocated and his neck is snapped, they don't really hold back.
Yeah.
They've done multiple stabbings, although the Avengers was originally going to be rated R, or with the moment when Coulson gets stabbed, it was going to be an R rating, so they changed it. So that's why you don't see it go through him. You just hear it, and he goes and like moves upwards as it's gone through him, but you don't actually see the blade go through him. But then, like, they've done stabbings with bladed weapons loads. They did it multiple times
in cutting off.
Yeah, they've
full
done
view of the camera.
Yeah, they did that bit when Thor's hand gets.
That's
probably the most graphic.
And then just
Yeah,
arm gone.
I mean, it's an illusion.
It is an illusion.
But
there's no blood spurting or whatever. But his arm is gone.
Well, it's just his hand.
It's his forearm.
No, it's just his hand.
Is it?
Killian, because every Phase 2 film had a moment where the arm gets lopped off in reference to Empire Strikes Back, but it's different places in the arm. So, like, Iron Man 3, it's Killian's forearm.
Yeah.
Thor: The Dark World, it's just the hand. It's like at the wrist. The cut. The Winter Soldier is just Bucky's arm is gone, so it's in his entire arm. Groot gets both arms lopped off by Gamora in Guardians, on Xandar before they get arrested.
Yeah.
She slices them both up. The Claw gets his forearm lopped off by Ultron, and the Hulkbuster loses an arm and replaces it.
Yeah.
In Age of Ultron, and then Yellow Jacket, when he disappears, his arm is the first thing to disappear. Which, when you watch it back, knowing that they've done that as a deliberate reference to Empire Strikes Back, it's like, yeah, but why would his arm go first and then the rest of him not do for another 5 seconds? Just a bit weird.
I think my favourite one, and the one that's done most tastefully, is Groot's in Infinity War.
When he lops his own.
Yes.
Well, I think it's just the Phase 2 movies that do it as a reference to Empire Strikes Back. I think that was more for... But, I mean, it is what it is.
It's good. Black Widow, rated R, not the end of the world. They can do it.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Stop being such big babies.
Do you know what it'll be?
It's just...
It'll
be more cool.
Winter Soldier Mark 2. That's what it'll be. That's what they'll try and go for. And if they manage it,
I think they'll do some real good hand-to-hand stuff with her that, you don't need her to be we even want an R-rated Black Widow film?
No, because there's been so many fight scenes of Black Widow.
Yeah.
Because, what's the good ones in Iron Man 2, is it?
The hallway.
The hallway.
Where she sprays a guy in the face after he tried to come out from a closed doorway. He was just it's weird. The hallway one's The
hallway one's good. The pretty much every fight with her since is just been. She's just really good at hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, she takes out Hawkeye in Avengers on the helicarrier. When they go to that the boat, the start of Winter Soldier, she gets a good
kick in.
On theme. She doesn't need to be blowing people's heads off and dropping the F-bomb. It's not even in her character. When has Black Widow ever swore in the MCU?
She is just a spy.
She's not even the type to use that kind of language. She doesn't need to. Deadpool is kind of inherently part of his character.
Yeah.
And the violence is also kind of inherently part of his character.
Because he is the merc with a mouth.
So Deadpool kind of needs to be R-rated.
In order to
Black Widow doesn't. And because you want it to be edgy and grown up and mature, no. It doesn't.
Certain characters do need to have that more edgy, more gory take. For example, Wolverine, he can have that because what is he like in the comics? He's a murdering madman. Deadpool, his whole shtick is not for kids. And, maybe a couple of other characters.
Black Widow ain't one of them.
She's really not. Maybe Luke Cage is possibly, and Punisher.
Punishing, yeah.
Luke Cage, maybe.
There's no way you'd get away with the stuff they do on the Punisher TV show and a PG-13 rating.
You can't.
It's brutal. So brutal.
Because, The Punisher, he deals with gang violence. Pretty much anyone who deals with gang violence in the MCU could get away with an 18 rating. Because their comics included some pretty graphic shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was Punisher kills the Marvel Universe.
You wouldn't get Jessica Jones on a PG-13 rating, I don't think, because her story is inherently tied to rape. Basically.
There's certain ones that need an 18 or can get away with an 18. Black Widow
doesn't need it.
No.
Speaking of female Marvel heroes, Captain Marvel is now just over a week away. Or by the time they listen to this, it'll be March. Fucking March. It's not March for us yet. We're still in February, back in the past. But it's March. That's terrifying. Time is...
January went on forever.
Yeah, and then
February just where's it gone?
Bye! Anyway, Captain Marvel is more or less about a week away. And obviously, it got review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience review bombed.
Let's put it like this.
Do you know what review bombing is?
I am well aware of what review bombing is.
Okay, if you don't know what review bombing
Review bombing.
If you don't know what it is, it's when people who don't like a film or have already made up their mind about a film or seem to feel like they have a point to prove, will go and post a negative review on the film before it's released.
Yes, which is why, really, up until a movie is released, or if you've ever heard of review bombing with that particular film, you ignore audience ratings.
Audience ratings should not be a determining factor
on how successful a film is.
And if you should go see a film. Critic scores, yes. And even just like a number. You want to read their reviews. I was reading some early reactions to Captain Marvel. I mentioned this last week, I believe.
Yes.
And they were pretty positive. So people who don't like Captain Marvel because his woman...
He's woman.
And they've gone, oh, well, Brie Larson's ruining Marvel because she's a woman. It's so irritating. I believe Rotten Tomatoes has now disabled audience reviews until the film is out. Should have done that ages ago.
Yeah, because audiences cannot see it.
I mean, it's like our Suicide Squad has a great audience score, even though it's a fucking atrocious movie. It's like the type of people who go and post an audience review on Rotten Tomatoes are the ones who do not know what the hell they're on about. Or they're just, it's like everyone who was saying that Doctor Who Series 11 was a failure, they would always point to the really low Rotten Tomatoes score, which was easily abused. It was made of a load of people who were going and giving it negative reviews regardless of the quality of it, just because they didn't like the fact that it had a black guy in it or whatever.
But let's put it like this: the kind of audience or the people that are gonna put audience reviews are gonna be on the extremes of the spectrum.
Yeah.
No one who goes out of a film and goes, yeah, that was alright, goes and actively reviews the film online. It's the people who just go, oh, I can't believe I watched that, and oh my god, that was great, I've got to share it with you.
Yeah, or, and with review bombing, people are going, I don't like this because she's a woman and I'm a white man, and that makes me angry because we can't have women in our media. I saw a thing on Twitter, it was a comment on, I think it was a video on the Doctor Who YouTube channel. I think it was for the Towers, I don't know, but it was someone had put a comment, and literally it was more or less, firstly, get rid of the coloureds. It just needs to be Doctor and Assistant as it's always been. Like, that's just pure racism. Get rid of the coloureds? What? What made you think that was a good idea? What made you think that was an acceptable thing to say?
Do you want to know what? I'm willing to bet 10 quid that the neighbour of that person isn't white and he just doesn't like them.
It's just
It's just stupid.
So, the review bomb for Captain Marvel is
tasteless
just
and wrong.
irritating. I don't understand how we've got to this point in society now where it's like the first female, and like Brie Larson, admittedly, I don't think she's. I think she could have come across a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't think she's perfect in terms of being a voice for diversity. Not that it's a bad thing, but I think because she is very much a feminist,
Yeah.
but she is more of an extreme feminist than like, because I'd say I'm a feminist in terms of like, I think equality for women.
I'm just fine with equality.
Yeah, exactly, equality. That's
I
feminism in its most basic form.
No. Feminism in its most true form.
Yes. Whereas I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong about this, I feel like Brie Larson is more the type of feminist who goes, equality for women. We want to get equality for women by being, negatively affecting things. So it was like, I saw a thing, it was ages ago, but it was like, cake sale for equality, and it was like, for men it was like £1, and for women it was like 75p. Great example of equality. Like, I understand in the past
Please don't mention the wage gap. As a mathematician, that pisses me.
It has been, there has been inequality, and that's not right. But the way to go about getting equality is not to just tilt it the other way.
It's not to shit on men or flip the spectrum, it's to raise women.
That's why the white men, I'm doing quotation marks with my hands here, that's why the white men group...
It's like the blue man group.
The white men kind of stereotype, that's why they're irritated with it, and that aspect of feminism irritates me sometimes. I don't have a problem.
It's so toxic.
But it's just like, okay, but we get it, but like... Women aren't the be all and end all of everything. Like, yeah, I think there should be more diversity, and it's fine for women to have roles in media. I personally really liked Wonder Woman. I'm more excited for Captain Marvel now that the promotional material has gotten not as shit, and the reactions to it have been really good. I'm not against watching girls.
Personally, I'm not that hyped for Captain Marvel, but that's because
that's because of the way it's been promoted.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a woman. There's a meme going round where I think it's like a cartoon or something. I think it's like Star Trek. They look like Star Trek. It might not be, but the caption is, so it's a guy who's like lying on the ground and there's a guy helping him, and the caption is his dick fell off because a woman said words on the internet.
What the fuck? What?
There was a thing someone had put like, black people, we get stopped by the police and searched every day. Jewish people, my families and stuff are constantly oppressed or something. Women, I'm harassed at work, and there's a pay gap, or I don't know. I'm just paraphrasing. White men. The next Marvel movie is about a girl. And listen, I found it funny, even though I fit into the white man stereotype
because you are a white.
Because
man.
I'm a heterosexual white male.
It's just.
But
it's not necessary.
So I understand why people can be irritated by the white man stereotype, because I wouldn't consider myself to be part of that stereotype, but I kind of am. But it's just like, you don't need to, no, stop.
You don't get equality by just shit talking to the people. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on before we get all political.
I just feel I'm probably gonna do the thing of splitting it into multiple on the thumbnail. And this will be like, if I'll have to chuck in Captain Marvel again, and it'll be like the 4th time Captain Marvel's been in the thumbnail.
Captain Marvel is just something that we've managed to talk
We
about.
literally talk about it like every week at this point. It's a bloody... I'll be glad when this movie's out and we can just forget about it.
We won't forget about it. Oh, God. It's like Aquaman.
You can bet your bottom dollar that she'll be on the thumbnail when we review the film. That'll probably be next. No. Not next week. Week after. Yeah. What were you saying about Aquaman? Were you mentioning the fact that Aquaman is now the highest grossing solo superhero film ever? It's outgrossed Iron Man 3.
I believe I was talking about how it's the highest grossing superhero film ever and has outgrossed Iron Man 3.
Wow, I was also just about to mention that, Paul. Isn't that crazy?
That's mental.
Great minds think alike.
Also, its sequel has a release date.
2021?
2022, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't care. Someone mentioned it in the group chat I was in, and I nearly had a heart attack.
But when's the Trench film coming out, Paul?
Stop it.
I just want to see a film about the Trench.
Stop it. No.
We've still got loads to talk about. Right, we'll quickly just...
Why did you mention
So Ezra Miller, this week, he was doing I think he was doing promotion for an international release of Fantastic Beasts, the crimes of that film.
That's as much publicity as that film's going
He wasn't talking about that film. He was talking about The Flash.
Hey.
Because that movie is apparently still happening, and he was saying, he was talking about The Flash, and he was saying he's always late, but when he gets there, he gets the job done, and that's what the production of this film's kind of like. And he was basically saying, and he said it was the honest to God truth. That's a direct quote. That they wanted to make it like one of the best superhero films, not just the best one of the best superhero films ever made, but like a gift to the fans. And they were being so meticulous about it. They would get to bits in the script where they were like, "That's not right. That's not right." And they're trying to, and they're not just launching like they're not just trying to work it into like the DC universe, but also the Speedster multiverse. He brought up Marvel being like, Marvel's like one universe, but like DC's like a multiverse, and the Speedsters are the ones that bring that all together and link it together.
I mean, he's technically not wrong.
And if we want to make the best film about that as we can, so we're all just so passionate about it. And it was like, okay, but it'll still probably be crap anyway, won't it?
I had a feeling this was going to come at the end of all that. And I'm just waiting for the stinger. Yeah, I mean, what? Who are they going to use as the Flash's villain? Who? Because
not Gorilla Grodd, because we can't do that. That's too weird.
Reverse Flash?
Not Captain Cold, because that's too silly. Not the Rogues, because they're too silly. Let's just go with Reverse Flash, the most obvious and boring Flash villain.
Could do Captain Boomerang, but it's been fucking ruined by Suicide Squad.
Oh, Will Smith isn't going to be in the Suicide Squad now.
Why,
because scheduling conflicts.
He's too busy being a big blue fuck.
Yeah.
That looks awful. One of my mates asked me, why do you shitting on Will Smith so much? Just went, have you actually seen what he's looked like in the trailer?
Have they not seen it?
Not like they said, Robin Williams will be missed and all that, and his was the best Genie, but Will Smith doesn't look that bad. Yes, he does.
Listen, I'd like to say that it's unfinished effects, but this film is like 3 months away, or most of the effects work should be done by now, so...
Yeah. Don't look good. It don't look good. Oh, God.
So,
what other things have we got on our list?
There was a big bit of controversy about YouTube.
Oh, what?
We don't really talk about these types of things much on here. The start of the week, since we record, if your week is Saturday to Friday. So there was a bloke, I don't remember his name, it's not important. He found on videos containing children, or about children or whatever, some, let's just say tasteless comments. some not very nice comments. And rather than going YouTube, you need to look at this. He decided to start this basic viral campaign. He used this hashtag "Wake Up YouTube," and basically, I don't even know the story behind it, but it led to YouTube going, "I know the best solution to this. Monetization depends on the comments that you get on your videos." Now, I think they later clarified, because there was a fucking uproar about this, as there should be. Someone puts a negative or an unpleasant comment on your video, demonetized.
Comment sections are just the place for joking and making rude things in the video.
So, obviously, you just
no one is going to end up monetized with that.
They did later clarify that this was, I think, just for videos containing children. Because when I upload these onto YouTube, there is a thing that says there's a thing you can tick that clarifies that yes, this video contains children. Obviously I don't, because it doesn't.
But they have the minds of children.
Well, yeah, but that's not the point.
Okay.
But so if it's a video that contains children,
yeah, you got to say.
If you get comments like that, you get demonetized. It's still dumb.
It's still awful, because you literally have zero control over what people comment.
Yeah.
That's going to get to the point where people are uploading it and then just disabling comments just to be safe.
Yeah. But,
it shouldn't come to that. It really shouldn't. But then again, what other way do YouTube have? Because they physically do not have the time. There isn't enough time in the day for them to completely and thoroughly analyse every piece of content that is uploaded. It's like...
Yeah, but this is still not the best solution they could have come up with.
No, it's no way the best solution, but it's like... What is it? I want to say it's like... It's 1,000 years worth of content uploaded every day, or more than.
1,000 years worth?
No, 1,000. It's a fucking ridiculous amount.
Oh.
Maybe not thousands of years. I think it's definitely multiple thousands of hours. But I think multiple thousands of days. So many years of content.
Point is, it's kind of blown over now, but there's a whole thing. And it was just a bit dumb.
YouTube has blown up to the point where anything they do affects an ungodly amount of people.
There are so many people who make a living from YouTube, and in a way, I kind of don't think that YouTube ever should have got to a point where you could monetize videos on it, because then you just have people creating actual content, and you wouldn't have all this cookie cutter, bland, boring, dull, uncreative shit from people who are doing it just to make money.
Yeah.
You'd have actual content from people who cared.
Yeah. I mean, that could be kind of like...
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people who have no income, but...
Yeah.
If you never monetized it in the first place...
Lots of people would be like that, and you'd only get the dedicated people.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you still get some shit, but you wouldn't get the...
You just get the
excessive amounts of vile and shitty Fortnite videos.
You'd get the pretentious dickheads still constantly going on it. And perhaps you may have maybe more Twitch-focused things, maybe more live stream.
Yeah, but it would be a better platform if monetization just wasn't... Because there's been things about... the monetization of videos is always in flux. December is... I think notorious... No, December is one of the best months for monetization, I think, and it's either January or February, which is notoriously bad for earning revenue. So it's patchy. It's always in flux, and it's not...
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. So...
To be honest, YouTube is just so complicated. But I think one kind of thing that has done the monetization of content very well is Twitch.
Yeah.
Because people can donate. It's not required. you can donate. You can also sub to people. That's a little payment they do. And then it's just better because people who love it can people who love making it can just make it. You can just stream it, and then people who love watching it just go, I want to help this guy do his thing.
Yeah, it's like Patreon. The amount of YouTubers now who have Patreons because the monetization from YouTube is, and like, as well as just like it not being reliable, there's a copyright. The copyright system on YouTube is so easy to abuse.
It's actual shit because at the final stage, do you know who the copyright claims go to, or the copyright claim goes to get reviewed? The person who made the claim. That's what happens. Yeah.
I'll just take all your money, thanks.
Yeah, let's.
So you get channels who just don't monetize videos.
I'll totally just get rid of my claim on all the value.
I mean, that's
of this
the
video.
whole Star Wars theory fan film that we talked about. That was weeks and weeks ago now.
Yeah, because
but that was a matter of a copyright strike.
Because it was a copyright strike, and he's completely in the right. It's just, oh wait, hang on. By the time I've gone through all this process and appealed, it goes to the most biased person.
Yeah.
In that scenario, and it's the person who's just gone, I want all the money from that. So yeah, let's go to them and see, should they still take all the money from that? Of course the answer's going to be fucking yes. Of course it is. YouTube, set your own fucking legal team.
Anyway, YouTube's a mess, and I mean, I haven't looked more into the monetization thing. I don't even know if we are still eligible for it. I probably won't, to be honest, because of that very reason. I just can't. Not that I don't think we would get copyright claim rate, but it doesn't matter.
It's just a can of worms.
We probably should have mentioned this earlier. Hey, Paul, you want to talk about Captain Marvel some more? Zachary Levi, the actor playing Shazam, the grown-up version. Shazam! He made a little video, put it on social media this week.
Has he?
Yeah. Have you not seen it?
I have not seen this. What?
It's a little bit... He seems in it. I mean, as much as it is he's basically calling out other people hating on Captain Marvel. The Marvel movie, Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Because if you know about Shazam and the comics history of Shazam, Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah. I do recognise a bit of that.
Anyway, he did seem a little bit oblivious to the whole sexism aspect of it, and the fact that it's because she's a woman and people don't like that. Oh, that whole aspect of it. But he was
Can I just say something? When you say Captain Marvel, I do think of Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
I don't think of Captain Marvel the bloke.
Yeah.
No.
Because you think of Shazam. And he was saying, just because they're two movies, they're coming out at the same time, just because, our Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel doesn't mean there's any bad blood. The release of the movies at such a similar time is ironic, and I find the irony of that interesting, but it doesn't mean you should. So if you're liking one movie and you're saying negative things, or I think it was kind of in response to the review bombing of Captain Marvel, he was like, you're not helping anyone, you're not helping us. If you review our movie badly, you're not helping them, so just stop. And it was like, good on you, Zachary Levi. Whether or not he'll have done anything, I doubt it, but thanks for trying.
Good job. Good job.
And Shazam looks fun. I think I'm actually kind of sort of thinking about having a see of that. Having a little while. I don't know.
I'm not so sold on the villain, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's Mark Strong, who's always fun, but...
I meant more the character of the villain, because I wanted Black Adam.
Dr. Sivana.
Yeah.
Listen, if they can pull out the 7 Deadly Sins, or Sobek...
Just make it.
Some deep cuts for you.
Fucking good.
So before we talk about all the Pokemon things that happened this week...
Yeah.
The Oscars!
Oh, God.
First off, the good things about the Oscars that happened. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Film.
Yay! Thank fuck for that.
Black Panther won 3 Oscars, and none of them were Best Picture. Olivia Colman won Best Actress, and apparently her acceptance speech was very cute. The rest of it was a fucking train wreck.
Oh. Yeah, I mean...
Queen won Best Editing, because Best Editing, they're actually renaming it next year to Most Editing. I watched one scene from that. The editing is appalling.
Oh, God.
So I tried to teach my parents, specifically my mother, but my parents about this, because I'm a pretentious film student.
Pretentious media student.
So I look at that scene when there's no relationship between the shots, there's no meaning created in the way the shots are composed together. It just cuts to character to character to character. I was like, so like the average shot duration in modern Hollywood films is about 3 seconds, I think. So I was like, how long do you think the average shot duration is? I think they said something like 20 seconds, and I was like 3. I'm like, what? And so I found it on YouTube, and it had a whipping sound every cut, so it was like whoosh, 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 whoosh. It's like that. Stop.
Do you want to know why I think the average cutscene or the scene duration is 3 seconds?
We mentioned this on here before.
It's because there's been so many Taken movies.
Yeah.
Need about 20 cuts for Liam Neeson to hop a fence. It's just like cut.
The cutting in modern action movies is atrocious. That's why the Kingsman action sequences were
just gorgeous.
Were so refreshing.
At
least in the first Kingsman, they were so refreshing because they didn't rely on just cutting between everything, so you couldn't fucking see anything.
I mean, the perfect example of that is the church fight. Am I right in saying there is one cut?
I think there are a couple of times where it's sneakily cut, but it's 2 shots. They've been put together, so it looks like there isn't a cut, but there is.
Because I know
you usually get that when something passes in front of the camera. You pick up on it after a while. I remember when we watched the one-take film Victoria in Film Cities, I was constantly looking for someone to walk in front of the camera and do a secret cut, and it never happened for the entire 2.25 hour runtime. It's the real deal. But they're still, you know.
Oh no! What won Best Picture again?
So this is the one that's caused the most controversy, and this is where people are really just kind of like, the Oscars is a joke. The Best Picture winner was Green Book.
Viggo
Mortensen, Mahershala Ali.
He won supporting actor.
Best supporting actor, yeah.
Okay. It's about racism, isn't it?
It's about racism. And I didn't watch. I've heard that the acceptance speech was kind of awkward. I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it.
I didn't watch the Oscars.
But on that stage, I've seen pictures and stuff of other people who went to accept the Oscar for Best Picture for Green Book.
Uh-huh.
Most of them were middle-aged white men. Little bit tone deaf. And basically, Green Book was from what I've heard. Not that I've seen it. I almost did, but then didn't. Is very simple in its like racism bad. And it's it's clearly, it's like, it's basically the Black Panther effect, but without giving it to a superhero film. Racism is bad, so that makes it the best film.
Let's
not.
Let's go through this. Like, Best Picture, Green Book.
No, just no. So I mean, I'm not really I can't say much in that because I haven't seen it and I haven't seen most of the Best Picture nominees. But you look on the internet, people are pissed, and the Oscars. This is one of the worst Best Picture winner decisions the Oscars have made in a long time, and it really just shows how out of touch and desperate for viewership and public support.
Yeah.
It's like how Bohemian Rhapsody won Best Sound Editing because it's got songs in it, even though like sometimes the vocals and the images were out of sync during some of the songs in that apparently. You know.
Best original music score, Black Panther.
That was Black Panther.
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah, that's
Credits
probably
to him. He's great.
Yeah, that was it was a very good score.
Best adapted screenplay is Kevin Wilmot, Spike Lee, Charlie Watchell, David Rabinowitz.
Yeah, Spike Lee.
For
Black Klansman.
Black Klansman.
Spike Lee. I saw a thing. These two, I think it was for the BBC, were interviewing him afterwards, and they said because he's a black man, been working in the industry for years and years and years. He's never won an Oscar before. And they said, "Is there something about Green Book that offends you?" And he goes, "You British? You British? I'll give you a British answer. It wasn't my cup of tea." And then giggles to himself and spins around in a circle his own joke.
Good on him. Good on him. Best original screenplays, the dudes who did Green Book. Okay.
No.
Best sound mixing, Bohemian Rhapsody.
No.
No. Why?
The fact that like a film like Mission Impossible Fallout got no technical nominations at all is a
They need
crying shame.
They need a fucking like practical stunt.
I need to see Fallout. I've not.
Best original song, Shallow.
That was Shallow from
Yeah. Best actor, Rami Malek.
Rami Malek. So I feel like that was more because he played Freddie Mercury. I know him, Freddie Mercury. He from Queen. I like that.
He do Freddie Mercury.
Basically, because he
Good.
didn't totally bugger up Freddie Mercury. He's the best actor.
Best actress, Olivia Colman. Yeah. Best supporting actor, Mahershala Ali. From what I've heard, his performance was pretty damn good.
With what he was giving you.
Yeah. Best supporting actress, Regina King, if Beale Street could talk.
No idea.
No fucking clue. Best animated feature, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse.
Yes, Lance. At least it didn't go. I saw a thing.
There was no way it could.
The home media release of Ralph Breaks the Internet. And it's got put in some places, and it's got like the card for it saying that it was the Academy Award winner for Best Animated Film because it got printed off got done before the.
Oh, just in case it won.
Yeah.
That's cocky as fuck, and it would never win.
I don't know. Incredibles 2 had more of a chance than Ralph Breaks the bloody Internet.
Yeah, but still, I'd rather have Isle of Dogs or Spider-Man be Incredibles 2 or Ralph.
Yeah, and Spider-Man 1, so it's
fine. Best director, Alfonso
Cuarón. I saw a thing. The last 6, I believe. Yeah, the last 6 best director awards. Out of the last 6, including this one, 5 of them have been Mexican or Spanish. So Alfonso Cuarón for this and Gravity a couple of years back.
Uh-huh.
Del Toro for Shape of Water and I don't remember his name now, but for Arrival, I believe. No, that's Denis Villeneuve, I think. Wasn't Arrival.
Basically, I'm going to say best director thing.
Who did La La Land? Anyway, the point is, basically it's 3 directors, including Del Toro and Cuarón. Apart from 1 year when it wasn't that. It's been.
I think best director. It's not the same as best picture. And it shouldn't be. So, credits to him. I'm sure he did a great job.
Yeah, but I mean, Green Book's not Best Picture either.
No.
So
Best documentary feature, didn't know. Best for
what was best? Is it Free Solo?
Free Solo.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's about a guy doing a climb up, basically like a vertical cliff or whatever, with no harnesses or anything. We watched a trailer for it in film studies because it was like, well, this is obviously going to win Best Documentary.
Free Solo. Who's it meant to be about?
I don't know, Paul. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. It looks kind of cool.
The best animated one, actually, the best animated film. The past 10 years, basically since 2008, I believe. Aside from 2012 when they weren't nominated, Disney has won Best Animated Film every year they've been nominated, apart from 2012 when they weren't nominated for anything, until this year when Spider-Man broke the Disney streak.
Good on you, Spider-Man. Best visual effects, First Man.
But now here's the thing. Think of the budget that something like Avengers: Infinity War
Yeah.
will have got. I think I saw that First Man had a budget. I think off the top of my head, I think it was around 86 million. I don't know, but Infinity War will have had a budget of like 200 million. So, and also, because some guy was like, look at Thanos. He looks real. And someone was like, yeah, but the way I see it, best CGI is the CGI you don't even notice. It's like, I look at Thanos, and I know he's CGI, but the stuff in First Man, I'm like, you just don't even notice it. And I kind of get that. And I rewatched Infinity War, and I didn't believe in Thanos as much as I did the first time.
To be honest, I do think that's cinema experience, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen First Man, so I can't really comment. But
yeah. Best animated short film, Bow.
yeah, the one about the dumpling.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Aww.
That's Disney Pixar, so they get the short film award.
Aww, I really liked that one. I remember seeing it before
Incredibles 2.
Oh, it was lovely. That was great. Best costume design, Black Panther. Ruthie Carter. Good fucking honour.
I mean, some people are like, why was it not like the favourite or whatever? But whatever.
The favourite, that's just period. You've got to get the right period. For her, she's got to do...
Well, the period stuff is always... They always like the period costume stuff, but, I'm not against Black Panther getting some Oscars. As long as it's not Best Picture. And it's not.
Because, I mean, right, the thing is, though, best costume design, I was looking at all these different things, like Mary Poppins Returns. Okay. But Sandy Powell's nominated for 2, by the way. She did The Favourite and Mary Poppins Returns. And if you think about it, they're kind of period pieces.
Mary Poppins Returns isn't particularly a period piece, but...
But you know it's that kind of style, though. But like,
yeah, but if she's good at what she does...
She is good. Alexandra Byrne from Mary Queen of Scots.
David Tennant's in that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who is he?
John Knox or something.
Okay.
He's got a massive big beard.
Whoa.
Scottish accent, because my mum went to see it and came back and it's like, David Tennant's in it. I was like, oh, I didn't know.
But anyway, Ruthie Carter, Black Panther, good on her, she did a damn good job.
Yes.
Best film editing. Best production design. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I suppose.
Live action short film, Skin.
Nope, no idea.
Best sound editing, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Just because it's got music in it doesn't mean the sound editing it.
Best makeup, Greg Cannon, Kate Viscone, Patricia Dehany LeMay.
For?
Vice.
Oh, because he had a fat man prosthetic.
Was it prosthetic or was that just not Christian Bale doing his
I
Play-Doh body thing?
Mostly Christian Bale, I think, but I think he did have some prosthetic.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, there's no way they would have got best makeup without a prosthetic, surely.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just think that's because they made him look so much like Chaney.
Yeah.
Because, my God, that man is just plastic, okay? He can do whatever the fuck he needs to do.
Anyway, the Oscars are a bit of a shambles.
Yeah. I mean,
There's still some light in the darkness. It's just a shame that, like, the fact that Best Animated Film for Spider-Man, which is, I feel like is a pretty big deal for the Oscars, is in the same ceremony as one of the worst Best Picture winners. Because that is going to overshadow it.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest
Because
with
this
you.
Oscars is always going to be remembered as the one where Green Book won, rather than the one where Spider-Man won.
It's going to be the one where, film about racism won, as opposed to an animated film
An animated superhero film.
Toppled Disney's and Pixar's winning streak.
Yeah.
Like, it just...
And I suppose that is somewhat our bias for the types of films we like, but it's still...
We have an appreciation of cinema, and just... Come on.
Just because I haven't seen those films doesn't mean I can't appreciate the filmmaking techniques of them. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
To be honest, I've never really heard any high praise for
Is it just... Anyway. What else? Is it just the last... I don't know if
I think
there's anything else for us to talk about.
Please tell me it's the last thing.
Yeah, it's the last thing.
Yes, Pokemon!
So, there was two things actually, Pokemon related. They announced a thing, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Gun.
What?
Their new Pokemon
What
type. I don't know, the new Pokemon games. They've gone through the colours, they've gone through everything.
Gemstones and all that shit.
So now they're on weapons. So you've got Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Gun. They're like the three teams, I think. Like how in Pokemon Go you had three I don't know, I'm not a Pokemon guy.
Gonna Google this.
Also, there was another trailer for Detective Pikachu.
Hang on a minute.
And Detective Pikachu looks...
It's Pokemon Sword and Shield. Where have you got Gun from?
That's also there.
What?
I'm not shitting you, mate. Pokemon Gun.
Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield.
Pokemon Gun is green.
Where?
Where are you looking, boy? What?
Pokemon Gun. It's just Pokemon. Oh, what the fuck? That's not a real thing. No, there's not a Pokemon Gun.
There's not a Pokemon
There's
Gun?
not a Pokemon Gun. I think you've just seen a meme thing.
I've probably...
You have just seen a meme thing.
I've just seen a meme thing, am I?
Yeah, I think you've seen a meme thing.
Okay, well, I'm not a Pokemon guy.
No, it is an announcement. What the fuck?
I bloody told you, mate.
What the No.
What's going on? Is Pokemon Gun real?
Is it real or is it not?
I don't know. I shouldn't have brought this up.
The Verge, tell me if it's good.
Hey Siri, is Pokemon Gun real?
I've disabled Siri.
Oh God. We'll turn it back on again for this. This is important. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Is Pokemon
Gun real?
Pokemon. I need to know.
Go on trending on YouTube.
Is Pokemon Gun real? No, it's just Reddit of just what would happen if you had a gun and a Pokemon.
I'm so confused. Anyway, so there was a trailer for Detective Pikachu, another one. Let's just talk about that. Don't worry your little head about it.
I am.
What did you think of the Detective Pikachu trailer?
I'm not that psyched for Detective Pikachu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm not off Charizard.
Not enough Charizard, right.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
It does look fun.
It looks like it
very
knows
fun.
what it wants to be. The Pokemon CGI is pretty good. Justice Smith looks alright. Ryan Reynolds released a little video a couple of days ago called Becoming Pikachu. And it's obviously a very Ryan Reynolds-esque video. He was saying that like he becomes a character of Pikachu. And then it had like his wife.
As far as I can tell, Pokemon Gun is just a meme thing.
Okay, so Pokemon Gun's not real, we think.
It's not. It's
Just
not on
a
any.
meme. I did think it was a bit odd. I was like, what? But I'm not a Pokemon guy, so
I get the sword and shield thing. I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
So
Ryan Reynolds becoming Pikachu.
and they got his wife saying, because he was like he was on his way to pick up his daughters from school when he got the call, and then he just never showed up because Detective Pikachu doesn't know those kids. They're just randomers. So, and then his wife going, he just never showed up. He just left them. And then she's like, doesn't even sound like him. It's just his voice. It just sounds like him. He's not even doing a voice. And then he was like, I may never see my daughters again, but they'll be watching that big screen and they'll see Detective Pikachu. And then his wife is like, oh, we won't be going. we won't be watching it.
I'm not too psyched to watch it, but I'll probably will go see it because I'm just a sucker for Charizard.
Is that your favourite Pokemon?
It is my favourite Pokemon, and it looks absolutely brilliant in the
the
trailer.
the Pokemon CG looks really good actually. This might be the thing that kind of gets me into Pokemon.
I hope.
Because I'm not a Pokemon guy.
And also, can we just talk about the big reveal at the end of Pokemon 2? The Pokemon trailer. 2. Mewtwo.
I thought it was Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. No, it's Mewtwo.
Okay.
Mewtwo, because they clone. There was a super magical
is it because she got raped?
No.
It was a Me Too reference.
No.
It was a Me Too joke.
No.
Mewtwo.
No, there's just a Pokemon.
Hashtag Mewtwo.
There's just a Pokemon.
Get it?
There's a Pokemon.
Do you get it?
There's a Pokemon.
Hashtag Mewtwo.
Stop it.
Pokemon harassment.
Stop it. There's a Pokemon called Mew that's basically...
Pokemon Sword.
It's basically...
Pokemon Shield.
It's basically...
Pokemon Knots.
It's basically psychically connected to every other Pokemon, and then some scientist does research on him and tests and shit.
Wait,
and
Mewtwo's a bloke?
Yeah, I think... I can't remember if Mewtwo's a woman. It's just... Mewtwo's
Mewtwo's got a very feminine design.
Yeah, I know.
So...
But it's like angsty as fuck.
In
terms of personality. Because... There's tests and experiments, and Mewtwo is a clone.
But it's white, and as we know from How to Train Your Dragon 3, the white one is the girl one.
Right, okay. They're the same colour.
Because
they're the same.
The white one.
Mew and
that
Mewtwo.
One's the girl
Mewtwo,
one.
right.
That one's the girl one.
Both of their MOs is don't hurt Pokemon. But Mewtwo goes about it in kind of the feminazi way, is just let's kill all humans.
This is why I don't like Pokemon.
Okay.
I don't know. If anyone has known me for a long time, you'll know that I basically used to actively despise Pokemon. I used to hate it.
Why?
I remember I was sleeping over at a friend's once, and as I was waking up, they were putting on the fucking Pokemon movie, and I was like, God damn it!
No.
And I had to bloody watch.
Not the Pokemon movie. Pokemon movie is shit.
I don't know which. I don't know if it was the Pokemon movie, but it was
any of them.
A Pokemon movie.
They're all bad.
And I had to watch that, and it was.
Right, okay, Pokemon goes like this. Games are great. They're really fun. You can sit down through them. You can just play how the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Underneath that,
Yeah.
TV show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe trading card game if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then right at the low bottom is the films.
Mm.
And then even lower than that, like the Earth score is Pokemon Go.
I thought Pokemon Go would be right at the top.
Pokemon Go shit.
Pokemon Go away.
I absolutely despise Pokemon Go. I hate it.
Where do you think on that scale Detective Pikachu will land?
Best Pokemon film.
Best Pokemon film.
Definitely best Pokemon.
Do you think it'll be one of the good video game movies? Bearing in mind that there aren't really any.
What was I going to say?
I think the closest that there's been to a good one is Tomb Raider, and that was just kind of okay.
God, video game movie that was actually good.
Anyway, the point is, it looks alright.
Pokemon look great.
The Pokemon look very good.
Plot of the film looks.
It looks simple and kind of generic, but
I think the main standpoint of it is just, look, we made the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, we made live action Pokemon and didn't bugger it up.
Yeah. Because,
So,
what? The Pikachu looks all fluffy and adorable.
Yeah.
The Charizard...
The Charizard looks pretty cool.
The Charizard, it's just a dragon.
I just want the Broccoli Man now.
Bonsai.
And Wailord.
Do you know that technically Wailord is like the actual size of a whale?
I want him even more now.
The games do not give like this. In the Pokedex, they have like all the stats of the Pokemon. Like they say, like how tall they are, feet in inches, and pound, how much they weigh in pounds.
Yeah.
And Wailord is like 40 feet plus. it's just
a whale.
It's a whale.
It's just a whale.
But here's the best part.
If we don't get if there is no Wailord in Detective Pikachu, I'm gonna go into Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm going to give it a very negative review.
Because here's the best part about Wailord. You can, in the games, you can usually get a Pokemon to follow you. And behind your character.
How does he move? Does he like
It
flap like a seal?
Because you can have just a whale follow you along. And it's like the size of an actual... And like, some of the best things you can do to it are teach it moves. Like rollout. And the definition of rollout in the Pokemon game is just they fucking roll into the enemy.
Just a giant whale rolling.
Because they have the sprites all on the screen, they're all roughly the same size, except for the kind of small ones, because they just like hover. So
I've just noticed the agents of shit. I wanna rearrange them in order so it's like a spectrum of the covers going from light to dark.
No, but Wailord, because
Pokemon's just so confusing.
because he's a whale. You're basically just rolling over your enemies using a whale. And there's another move that you can get Wailord to do where he leaps up in the air and then slams down into his foe. And sometimes it doesn't even kill them. And you're just like, how? I have literally thrown a whale at you. It's just, oh my god, Wailord is probably one of the best Pokemon. Also, I've got to say, the Greninjas in the trailer...
The what? Are they the
Water Frog Ninjas.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah. They were in the first one, weren't they?
They
the first trailer.
Like they throw water stars.
Yeah.
For a start, they look kind of deadly. And do you know the mask thing they've got? The red, pink thing around them?
No.
Around the head. That's their tongue.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't sold on Greninja as a Pokemon. In the games or whatever. But seeing him in this trailer, I just went, oh, that.
I didn't realise there was a Mr. Mime Pokemon.
No,
Why is there such a big deal about that?
It's just creepy. Mr. Mime is just a creep. Ash's mum has one.
Oh.
She just lives with a Mr. Mime. Just like, okay.
I'm very disappointed that Justice Smith is older than 10 years old.
That he needs to stay 10 years old.
10 years old.
For at least
all times.
20 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
digital de-aging.
See, I'm not that much of a Pokemon dummy.
Thank you.
I know just enough to sort of understand it, but not enough to actually understand it.
Yeah. I mean...
that's all you need.
Bare minimum of what you need to know is kind of like... Peter should throw a hissy fit at Pokemon.
It is like animated slave fighting, but, you know...
it's animated slave fighting, and you do it until your Pokemon faints or collapses from exhaustion.
Yay!
Also, have you seen the thing about Peter? They had a jab at Steve Irwin.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would have been, Steve Irwin's 57th birthday?
Peter can fuck off.
It would have been
Just
Steve
toss
Irwin's
off.
57th birthday. And first off, Steve Irwin is just perhaps the coolest guy that ever lived. Because he just fucking rest the crocodiles. Because I remember seeing a picture, it was just it was...
a crocodile.
It was Steve Irwin with a crocodile under his arm. The
In a
crocodile
headlock.
just looking dead at the camera, and it looked kind of like the crocodile was smiling. And it was just Steve Irwin with the crocodile, and like, hey, you see the crocodile? And it's like the top left one was Steve Irwin's ace and the crocodile's in the same picture. And he's saying some shit about the crocodile. And the next one was just zoomed in more on the crocodile, and just like, oh my god, it's Steve Irwin. And then the next one, the crocodile zoomed in even more. This is the best day of my life. And then the crocodile zoomed in, and it's like actually smiling. Oh, it's so good. And then, like, what was it? Peter tweeted about Steve Irwin saying he died while harassing animals.
Toss off.
He died while harassing a stingray. I'm sorry, Peter, what do you do? What do you do?
Animal cruelty is bad.
Animal cruelty is bad.
So now we're just going to have a go at anyone who even touches an animal.
So they like tweeted that, expecting the internet to be on their side. Little did they know that basically everyone on the internet loves Steve Irwin. So they just got so much shit from it.
They always get shit. Like, no one ever... They're just a joke at this point,
God.
Peter.
Like, it's like Peter and Greenpeace. Lovely ideas. Don't be cons.
But they're like basically extremists. So.
They are. Greenpeace are actually kind of terrorists.
Oh. And on that note, I think we'll end it there.
On that lovely note, Pokemon movie looks sick. Charizard is awesome. Wailord is the best thing ever invented by Game Freak.
And Greenpeace are terrorists. So
I think that's pretty conclusive.
I hope you enjoyed.
I enjoyed.
Paul definitely enjoyed, and I
it
was an experience.
I've educated you about Pokemon.
So that'll be that then, I suppose. So I guess we'll see you next week for whatever happens.
More shenanigans.
Probably some more drama about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, Anakin got added to Battlefront 2 this week.
Talk about that.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. We're not talking. Okay, we're gonna go now. Bye-bye.
Bye.